Hey YouTube, coming at you with the viewer submitted Fossil Cup team, Poke God bow to me. So thanks for the submission. And this team is again, there's only like 15 Pokemon that are actually decent in this meta. And I've already gone over how Ferrothorn is super strong. I covered in my video this morning difference between Lucario and Escav. I think, again, both counter users are strong. And then Jellicent is the only one that I have not covered it yet. So I want to cover Jellicent because it seems like pretty strong. This team is double weak. I mean, there's not a ton of like... it's funny because I saw there is a fire on the first one. This team is double weak to fire, but like you can kind of get around that because most of those fires are also take at least neutral to counter, if not super effective. So it's not terrible. But yeah, let's see how this team works. So I was going to say, and to make our go. So this is tough. You got to get out of here because you are double weak to fire. Took a couple there. Come in Hex, Jellicent, get met with a Ludicolo Razor Leafer. And so this is the thing about Jellicent. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that shield because Jellicent is pretty tanky and Hex and like Shadow Ball hurts. So you are able, so they shield that one when they should not have, but getting one shield there is huge. Getting two is just makes this much easier. Coming in here, you could have come in. Yeah, it's not terrible because you can maybe get the Power Whip off, which does neutral on... oh, you're not even going to take this out. I'll get into Lucario before you get farmed down. Okay. What I was going to say is, with Lucario, what I probably would have liked to do in this scenario, let's just see how the rest of this plays out, because you're going to get farmed down here. And now this thing is going to ramp up on you here. If they're smart, they throw the Rock... If they have Rock Tomb, I don't know if they have Rock Tomb or not. They just go straight for the overheat. Maybe they don't have Rock Tomb. Now their attack fell. Going back to back here. Because if they have Rock Tomb, they just lower your attack and then those counters don't do as much. But they're just going straight overheat here. Which gets you to a Shadow Ball. And it is their own Lucario in the back. And Lucario is just so glassy. So this is going to one-shot. So you're going to win in the ending. How I would have played this differently. Even though you went. So yes, Jellicent here is great. Once you got the two shields here, I think you come Lucario, because Lucario is the best with shields down, right? That's why it's so strong. It's just so glassy, but shields down, it's amazing. The Razor Leaf is resisted and counters neutral, so you probably could have ramped up like crazy to come up with multiple moves there and then saved. And if the you probably even could have power punched once, shielded anything, and then if the Make Heart Go came back in, you probably could have countered and Shadow Balled it and took it out and then would have easily won. But all in all, still a win in the ending. I just don't like wasting all that, like, you essentially like wasted your Ferrothorn by throwing two Power Whips and then it was just useless. So you had to have your Lucario sweep in the ending. So good lead here. At best they have Ice Beam, everything else is resisted. Just going straight for the Power Whip. Running Flash Cannon on it, which is interesting because usually, I mean, you don't need Thunder for, because Power Whip still does neutral to Pelipper. Usually you have the Thunder for the Pelipper, but what I'm trying to think what you use Flash Cannon for. I don't know what you use Flash Cannon for. Anyways, they shield. And they are double shielding. So your opponents love to double shield in not great matchups here. And like, so this is gonna do great. You can shield or let this go. You're just gonna shield just to farm down and come out with energy. Yeah, Ferrothorn is just so strong in this meta that it's hard like not to just like it. Okay, yeah. Bullet Seed's a 3-turn move, and those counters add up real quick here. So this could be Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball. I don't even know if a Shadow Ball from Lucario one-shots, quite honestly. I think it probably does not. Yeah. Would have got to Shadow Ball, just getting the Surf off, and now you're going to have to get a couple counters through. Switch to Lucario. Switch to Lucario. You got to switch to Lucario right away and get that counter damage right away. Oh, they're double weak. Oh my god, they're double weak so many. Double weak to fighting in the back. That is not where you want to be. Oh my god. Sandslash is so glassy. Pelipper. So this is a good lead-ish. Oh, it's a water gun Pelipper at that? Okay, this... Why would you bring a... I saw your rank was 20, so I shouldn't be surprised by some of these plays by your opponents here. But why would you bring a water gun Pelipper into a water steel and rock? I guess in theory, steel and rock, it would be better to do water gun Pelipper, but not when the meta is 90% water. You should be getting out of here. You're going for the flash cannon, which is resisted. You should be getting out of here immediately. Like, you have such a good answer in Jellicent for Lucario, right? Yeah, I might as well just power punch and start ramping up here. Because Lucario with ramped up is just insane. I would shield. Yeah, save this. Just Lucario, anything, even resisted. Unless it's like a Jellicent. Counters, even resisted, still do so much damage. Just power punch right now. Okay. Yeah, actually that's a better move. Quite honestly, is get the shield or take this out. That is a better play. I think you can come jealous. I guess this is like 4 times resisted or whatever. No, it's only like a couple times resisted, but your grass and your steel, so you're resisting the raised leaf. So yeah, that makes sense. I bet you could have come in. Too. Okay, so you're clearly a newer battler-ish, given some of these things. Ferrothorn has like 2 weaknesses in this meta. Fighting, Escav and Lucario, and like your fires, Magcargo and Mawile. Jellicent's your safe swap, which can deal with all those. You need to get out immediately. You cannot ever stay in here taking super effective counters, and they're going to ramp up, and then you're only throwing resisted moves here because you don't even have a Thunder. So you have to get out of this matchup. This is just so much wasted HP for a move that is not going to take this out anyways. Like, everything's resisted. You may get the shield because they might think it's Thunder and they just want to protect this. So you may get the shield. Yeah, that's fine, but you're still like... you're still going to now have to shield this Shadow Ball because that will one-shot. Hope they don't bait. Okay. They're smart. Yeah, they're smart getting out of there instead of just getting farmed down. This will do okay. Yeah, they're smart to let this go. You gotta make those. I'm not the quickest at making switches. You gotta make those switches faster. You can't be taking super effective. You can't be taking super effective Razor Leafs on a water when you have a steel answer in the back. So get the full counter down. It is a Frost Breath Lapras. You have a shield. Maybe you can 2 Shadow because you're resisting them, but even these are going to add up. I think you can probably get to 2 Shadow Balls before they take you out. I don't like that throw there. They only have 1 win condition, and 1 lose condition, and it's to let you sneak in that Hex there. Yeah, they should have just Frost Breath down. It's so different. Crawdont. What is that? A water dark? Yeah, with a water gun. Oh my goodness. So yeah, just staying in here. There's obviously take it out if they don't shield, which they do shield. They decide to eventually get... Oh, they are super weak to Ferrothorn here. Going Flash Cannon. I don't know if that's the play, because that's resisted because of water, and grass is neutral. So the team itself is good. So let's do a positive sandwich. Let me give you the 2 positives first. The team itself is strong. I like the team. Ferrothorn's main weaknesses, again, you're not weak to fire, but whatever, you have an answer for that. Your other main weaknesses, as a counter user, Jellicent will cover that, and Lucario does okay in neutral matchups. So I like the team. I like Lucario being able to cover Jellicent's weakness in the back of like Ferrothorn and other grass users. That's smart. You are winning here. The level of play between I'm at like expert heading to legend and what is clearly ranked 20 with newer people is like night and day. There's just, again, I make mistakes, so I'm not saying like I'm not to like just purely criticize you. Like, you should be coming Lucario immediately here. You can do a power whip and then go Lucario. Well, Lucario's taking super effective from the things, but so are the counters. You can also come Jellicent. I guess you could stay this too, because you would. Yeah, that's fine. This is one where it's not actually bad to stay here, because they can only Earthquake you. But in general, you got to learn typings, and you need to learn. I don't even care about like fast move optimization and stuff like that. You just gotta learn in like neutral typing situations. Like Flash Cannon water resists steel, so this is resisted. Whereas if you threw, because they're half water, half grass, Power Whip is neutral. So like those little things that knowing like immediately when to come Lucario here, yeah, shield, like those little things, when to align on your Pokemon, like you should be coming you can get a Shadow Ball off here, I guess. And then just come Jellicent to Hex. Oh, jeez. Oh, it's a 13-20. I was supposed to say, why would that one shot? And it was a 13-24, so it was a lower, yeah, it was a lower health Jellicent. That definitely would not one shot a Jellicent. Yeah, like the first game coming back into the Ferrothorn and like having it go down, and then a couple of them of just like getting countered to crazy by a Lucario when you have essentially one mirror match and an answer in the back. Like those are the little things that really will help you start winning matches when you get against tougher opponents. And again, I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I'm just saying, like, if you legit want to play a lot in GBL and you want to get better, there's a lot of things that you need to do. Not you in general, not you in particular. Thank you for this mission. Just people in general need to do. And let me just take like a minute to talk about this, because there's like a variety of steps. So the first step is, let's say the basics. The first step is you need to know how to put a team together, and you need to know how to use it. So putting a team together, I think this team, whether you put it together yourself or not, I think this team is good. It's balanced. It is double weak to fire. There's not a ton of fire. I always say, like, if you're going to build a team and it's going to like lose to one thing, if it's a rare thing, I'm fine with that. Overall, I think Ferrothorn's one of the best in this. Lucario is one of the best counter users. Jellicent's tanky and deals with your mud boys and everything else. So all in all, good team build. The next thing you need to know is in terms of move sets, I don't think Flash Cannon's an interesting one. I think you don't gain anything by Flash Cannon here, because you have, look at the typings. Water resists steel, steel resists steel, and then you do have rock, which would do super effective against. But rock would also take super effective from grass, so you don't need the Flash Cannon. Thunder is what you need for the Pelipper, super effective for neutral matchups like Escav and Lucario. So that's that. Next is typings. Again, I don't know. There's some of the niche ones I don't know, like bug and some of the poisons ones, but overall I'd say I know like 98% of what does super effective, what does neutral, what does resisted. You need to know, you need to learn that, and that's just like either playing a million times or studying. You need to know that. Then you get into what I think is just recognizing matchups, right? So like when you had that counter Lucario lead on your Ferrothorn, it should be instantaneous. I need to leave into a Jellicent. Like, this is a balanced team, right? Essentially, Ferrothorn, your play should be, I'm staying in with Ferrothorn against everything except for a fighter in Escav and Lucario, or a fire in Mywell and Magcargo. And if I see any of those, I'm immediately switching to Jellicent. There should be no hesitation. You need to know, that comes back to how you play the team. You need to know, okay, if I see these Pokemon, I'm bailing to this Pokemon, and then I'll work from there. So that's just kind of like understanding matchups, understanding how to play with the team. And then when you learn how to build a team, how to play with the team, the typings, then you're getting into the stuff that advances that separates the bench the best from the average player. Fast move optimization, which people, again, I don't fast move optimize most of the time. People call me out constantly in my things, being like, you lost a couple of games because you just throw on bad timing, which I agree. I'm actually focusing now. There's two things that I don't do great, and I'm going to focus on them moving forward, and you're going to see my battles that I'm going to get better. The first is, for the rest of the season, I'm going to just focus on fast move timing optimization. So basically what that is let me just give you the 2 and 3 example. So if you have a 2-turn fast move Pokemon like Lucario with counter, and you have a 3-turn fast move Pokemon like Fairthorn, you want to throw the counter on, you want to throw the move on odd counters. So you throw 1 counter, which is 2, and then a power punch, or you throw 3 counters and a power punch. Because you don't throw 2, because if you throw, 4 on the 4th one. I was talking about two Fairthorns. So you throw it on the first one because that's 2 counters, so they're only getting 1 in the Bullet Seed there. Or you throw it on 4 because if you throw it on 3, that is 6 for your counter and 6 for Bullet Seed. And if you throw your Power Punch, they're going to get a full Bullet Seed through. So it doesn't make sense for fast move optimization for lowering your opponent's like energy that they get. So that's fast move optimization timing. There's a bunch of videos edited on there. You need to learn that. And then the other thing you need to learn is then eventually gets down to like energy management, counting how much energy your opponent has, learning when to catch, learning when to like stuff like that. And that kind of separates the best of the best, knowing your opponent's energy, throwing at like either right before they get to their move, or like maximizing your energy while sort of being aware of theirs and when you need to catch and stuff. So that is like the steps. And that's why people are like, I don't understand why I'm doing so bad in GBL. Like it's an algorithm. It's BS. I lose. My win rate's like 51, 52%, and I hit legend 15 times. I'm going towards my 15th straight legend season. Like this game takes skill and takes dedication, and there's a lot of small and big things to learn. And if you want to get better, you need to learn them, or else you're just going to continue struggling to advance, and then you're just going to get frustrated that you're not advancing well. Anyways, that is what ended up being a lot of this video in terms of what it takes to become a better GBLer. But I think it's important because, again, there's a huge difference in what I just saw here at rank 20 versus what you see in expert and legend rank. Like, and if I'm being quite honest, if you played the way you played against some of these expert and legends, there were 6 battles here, you would have been lucky to win 1 or 2 because there's just so many misplays along the way that an expert battler would have like wiped the floor with you. And again, I'm not trying to like put you down. There are legit things that you need to work on to get better, and there's legit things that I need to work on to get better. And once you sort of understand what those things are and work on them, you're going to be better. And then you're going to, I know for me, whenever I lose battles, either making mistakes or something that it's my fault, I'm just like, I feel bad. So if you can like minimize those mistakes, you'll feel better. Anyways, that's it. Oh, that's a lot of talking. Thanks for the submission. I promise I won't psychoanalyze every single submission, but yeah, that's enough talking. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.